Yeah, welcome back to engineering mathematics. Now I'm going to start a new unit that is called group theory. In this unit, we will see what is group, abelian group, subgroup, normal subgroup, cyclic group, and we will extend group theory in the theory of field, integral domain, and rings. So let's start with binary operation and composition. Let G be a non-empty set. Non-empty set. And suppose we two elements A and B belongs to set G, then any operation A operation B. Some people represent A operation B. This star or O is representing operation. This operation can be addition, multiplication, division, subtraction, anything, any other operation. It can be defined for sets. If this composition, then this is called composition. A composition B with the operation star belongs to G. If this output belongs to G, then this is called binary operation. Binary operation. I will prefer this notation. A star B belongs to G. This is called binary operation. And property of this operation is this is unique element. This is unique element. And if this property is satisfied, then we will called G is closed with respect to operation star. Some people call it as closure axiom. Closure axiom. For example, if we take the set of natural number, suppose set is natural number and I am taking operation as addition, then if we consider any two natural number and if we use the operation a star b, here operation is given you plus, so a plus b will be again a new natural number. If a and b are natural number, then their sum will be also a natural number. So we will say binary operation property is satisfied and set of natural number is closed with respect to addition. With respect to addition, we will write like this only. It is closed with respect to addition. Here, set of natural number is replacing the set capital G. Okay, let's see one more definition. Algebraic structure. This is an important definition. A non-empty set G equipped with one or more binary operations is called an algebraic structure. Algebraic structure. For example, if we take the set of real number and we can take one operation is addition and another operation is multiplication, so it is a algebraic structure because real number is a non-empty and we are taking a two operations also. We can take like this also, set of rational number and operation is addition. This is also a example of algebraic structure. Let's see some small definitions which is very useful. First definition is groupoid. Groupoid. Algebraic structure with one binary operation. With one binary operation. It's called groupoid. or you can say that if G is a non-empty set with binary operation star, then G is said to be groupoid if G is closed with respect to operation star. Means if any non-empty set with one binary operation satisfy binary operation property or closedness property or closure axiom, then it is said to be groupoid. Next definition I am taking here, semi-group. An algebraic structure, suppose G comma star, G is a non-empty set, remember always. It's called a semi-group if the binary operation star satisfy associative in set G. That means A star B star C is equal to A composition B composition C. A operation, B operation, C. Means firstly we are performing A operation B, then we are operating with C. Here we are firstly operating B and C, then operating A. Let's see some examples. First is I am taking set of natural number with binary operation addition. First is closure axiom or binary operation property. Let A and B belongs to natural number. Then we know that A operation B, here operation is given you plus, that output will also belongs to natural number. So it's a closure axiom is satisfied. Check the associative property. Associative. Let A comma B comma C belongs to G. Then we know that G, and here G is nothing else, set of natural number. Then we know that A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C for all ABC. For all ABC belongs to natural number. For all ABC belongs to natural number. We can verify it. If you want, you can check it. For all natural number, this property will be verified. Next I am taking, next definition is monoid. An algebraic structure G star is called a monoid if the binary operation star satisfies the following postulates or properties. First is closure axiom, that already mentioned. You may not to satisfy it because binary operation ultimately implies the closure axiom. Second is associative. Third is existence of identity. What is existence of identity? Let's see this definition. We have already covered these two definitions. So now we are going to see the existence of identity. Means there exists an element E in the set G such that such that A operation E is equal to E operation A equal to A. Means we can operate E from left or right side, we will get always A. For every A belongs to set G. Then if for every A we get any element E, then that element is called identity element. Identity element. Let's see one example also we will see in the case of identity. Suppose we are dealing with next example. I'm taking set of integers and operation is addition. Operation is addition. So how to find existence of identity? Let's see. So let any element A belongs to Z. Z is here in place of G. Then A plus operation is addition here is equal to E plus A equal to A. Star is going to be replaced by addition sign. So if you take A plus equal to A, you will get E equal to 0. And 0 belongs to the set of integers. So 0 is an identity element for this algebraic structure Z comma plus. Z comma plus. Z is set of integers. Set of integers. We will see all these properties later in detail also. Now the most important definition is group here. An algebraic structure G star it's called a group if the binary operation star satisfies the following postulates. The following postulates. First is closure axiom. I told you already. This is trivial property, binary operation property satisfy. Second is associative. Third is existence of identity. I told you in the previous definition. And fourth is existence of inverse for every element. Existence of inverse. What is existence of inverse? Let's see this definition. For, this is very important line, for each element of G possesses inverse. Means in mathematically if A belongs to G, then there exists an element P in G such that A operation P equal to E equal to P operation A. Here E is identity element. So if the product of the A and P, A is element, P is the inverse. If identity element, then it is said to be we are getting the inverse of element A. And we can write like this: A is equal to P inverse or A inverse equal to P. A inverse equal to P. Next definition is abelian group or commutative group. Commutative group. A group G. Group G means G satisfying four properties as I have discussed earlier. It's said to be abelian or commutative if in addition to the above four or back four postulates Above, in addition to the above four postulates, the following postulate is also satisfied. Also satisfied. Fifth property I'm taking, commutative property. A composition or A operation B equal to B operation A for every A comma B belongs to set G. Let's see the next definition, finite and infinite groups. If in a group G, the underlying set G consists of a finite number of distinct elements, then the group is called a finite group, otherwise an infinite group. Let's see some important examples. Let's see what we have studied till now. We have studied 5 definitions till now. First is first property is group wide. Second was semi group. Third was monoid. Fourth was group. And fifth was abelian group. Closure is satisfied with all. Associative only semi group, monoid, group wide, and abelian group. Existence of identity, monoid group and abelian group. Fourth is existence of inverse group and abelian group. And fifth is commutativity, that is with abelian group. So this is the linked definition for all the 5. Let's see some examples. Example 1 I am taking here. So that the set I of all integers, some people also represent by Z, is a group with respect to addition operation. So for proving group, we have to prove 4 properties: closure, associative, existence of identity, existence of inverse. Closure is also, we can say, binary operation property, means set is closed with respect to operation. So let's see. First I am going to closure axiom. Here we can write in the shortcut form, I is given with respect to binary operation addition. This is symbol for algebraic structure here. We know that the sum, here operation is given you sum. The sum of 2 integers is also an integer. Such that a plus b is also an integer for every a and b belongs to integers. It means the set I is closed with respect to binary operation addition. Second property is associative property. Addition of integers, addition of integers is an associative. We have already studied this in class 9th, 10th also. Composition. Composition. Associative composition means a plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. For every a, b, c belongs to integer. Okay. Third property is existence of identity. Existence of identity. For identity means there exists an element. There exists an element E in set G such that A operation equal to E operation. This was the definition. So let's see what is identity. Do it in rough first play. A plus E equal to E plus A. Here operation is A given. Okay, so E equal to 0 and 0 belongs to set of integers. It means identity is existing here. So how we will write it? Let E is an identity element. Now we will check this is belonging to I or not. So for existence of identity, properties A operation E equal to E operation A. So we can write A plus E equal to E plus A because the operation is addition here. So we can solve this because we will get from left and right same value. This is called left and right identities, and both left and right are same always. So identity is always unique in the group. We will tell this property in lecture 2. So A plus equal to A equal to 0 and 0 is belonging to set I. Hence, identity element is 0 because this is belonging to the set I integers. Fourth property is existence of inverse. For every A belongs to set of I. Remember this, for every A, we will get the same identity. You can check for any number, you will get same identity. Existence of inverse. We have A operation P equal to P operation A. Then A plus P equal to 0. So P equal to minus A. Remember, if A belongs to integer, then P equal to minus A also belongs to integer. It means for every element A in set group I, we have inverse element minus A that also belongs to set I. So for each A belongs to I, inverse exists. If all these properties are satisfied, then we say that it is a group. Integer with operation addition is a group. Let's see the next example. Can we check it for abelian group? Check for abelian group. If it is not asked in the exam, don't check, but I am checking here abelian group. For abelian group, A operation B must be equal to B operation A. This is commutative property. For every A, B belongs to I. We know that addition is a commutative with respect to addition is commutative for the elements in the set I. So for every A comma B belongs to I, then we know that addition is commutative. A plus B equal to B plus A. Operation is addition here. So I plus is an abelian group also. If it is abelian group, then it will implies always group, because for abelian group we have to prove one more property. Group plus abelian property means commutative property. Similarly, I am giving you one example as a homework so that Q naught and operation in multiplication is a group. Here Q naught is set of all non-zero rational numbers. Means we are excluding here zero element from the set of rational numbers. Okay, next example I am giving you. Next example 3. So that the set of all positive integers, positive integers, positive rational numbers, sorry, positive rational numbers forms an abelian group under the composition defined as a star b equal to ab by 2, a star b equal to ab by 2. So let's see this solution. What is algebraic structure here? Q plus, and operation is, call it as operation is star here. This is the set of all positive rational numbers. Now we will see all the 5 properties for this algebraic structure. So first property is closure axiom. Since for every a comma b belongs to Q plus, a operation b is equal to ab by 2. If a and b are positive rational numbers, then a into b will be also positive rational number, and divide by 2 will be again a rational number, will be also a positive rational number. So Q plus is closed with respect to star, means closure axiom is satisfied. Second property is associative property. Associative property. Let a comma b comma c belongs to set of positive rational numbers. Then we have to prove that a composition b composition c equal to a composition b composition c. Let's see LHS. A composition b composition c. So what will be the a composition b? It will be ab by 2, and now again we are composition with respect to c. Call it as ab by 2 as some new element e. It will be e composition. No, not call e. Call it as f, because e will be the identity element. So f composition c, it will be again fc by 2. Put the value of f. It will be ab by 2 into c. So abc by 4. Okay. Now take RHS. RHS is A composition, B composition, C. First bracket we will solve A composition BC by 2. Call it as new element G. So A composition G will be AG by 2. Put the value of G, we will get ABC by 4. So both are equal. It means associative property is satisfied also. Third property is existence of identity. Existence of identity. For the identity, for identity element E, we know that A operation E must be equal to A equal to E operation A. So A operation is nothing else, AE by 2 equal to A. And similar calculation we will give from right hand side. So E will be actually 2. E will be 2 here. And A is not equal to 0 obviously. So E will be 2 here. For every A belongs to this set Q plus, we will get the same identity. You can verify for taking any element. If you take A equal to 5, you will get identity 2. If you take A equal to 10 by 3, you will get identity element is 2. You can verify it. And 2 is also belonging to Q plus. So identity element exists. Fourth is existence of inverse. Now we will find the inverse of every element. So for every element, let's for any P, A operation P must be equal to P operation A. So it will be AP by 2 equal to 2. Similar calculation we will get from right hand side. So P will be equal to 4 by A. If A belongs to Q plus, if A is a positive rational number, then P will be also a positive rational number, because A is positive, so 4 by A will be again a positive. And rational number property is P by Q form. So it means inverse element also belong. And obviously A is not equal to 0 because we are taking only positive rational number. Means negative and 0 is excluded from the set of positive rational numbers. Hence, for each A, inverse exists. Inverse A belongs to set Q plus inverse exists. Fifth property is we have to check, it is a group. Now we have checked the group properties actually. Now we will see operation with check is a abelian group, is an abelian group. In the question we have to check abelian group. Okay, let's see the fifth property, abelian property or commutative property. Abelian group is also called commutative group, commutative property. In the commutative property, we have to verify A operation B equal to B operation A. So AB by 2 equal to BA by 2. Only we have to check. If A and B belongs to Q plus, then A into B equal to B into A. Product is commutative in the case of positive rational numbers. So this will imply that hence commutative property is satisfied. Commutative property is satisfied. If you divide both sides 2, you will get the same result. If A and B are positive rational number, then their product will be commutative. By dividing 2, you will get the composition property is also satisfied. Hence, Q plus with respect to binary operation is an abelian group. Is an abelian group. Next example 4, I am giving you as a homework. Similar problem, only this. Let R be the set of all real numbers and star be the binary operation on set of real numbers defined as A star B equal to A plus B plus AB. Determine identity element and inverse of any element A. Next example 5 is so that set of 2 cross 2 matrices, if I am taking matrices A, B, C, D, where A, B, C, D belongs to a real number, is an abelian group with respect to multiplication. Next example 6 I am giving you. So that set of matrices N A, B, C, D, AD minus BC is not equal to 0 and ABCD are real number. Means the determinant is non-zero. Is a group with respect to multiplication, but not abelian group. Only we have to we have to show that it is a group with respect to multiplication, but not abelian group with respect to multiplication. So I'm going to solve sixth question for you. Let's see the solution. Sixth question, the matrices are given ABCD form. ABCD are any real number and satisfying the property AD minus BC is not equal to 0, or you can say that determinant of N is non-zero, means we are taking with non-singular matrices and operation is given here multiplication. Okay, let's see the closure axiom. In the closure axiom, we have to show that the product is also belonging to the N only. So let's see two matrices A1, A2. A1, A2 are two matrices belongs to the family of N. Here N is the family of matrices and from the family I am taking two elements A1 and A2. Suppose A1 is look like this one, A1, B1, C1, D1. A2 is look like A2, B2, C2, D2. Remember my point and what I'm saying? N is the family of 2 cross 2 matrices. A1, A2 are two particular elements of this family. Then if you check A1 star A2 means A1 multiply A2, you will get again a matrix in the form of some let's call it as PQRS if you multiply, and this will also belongs to the family of N. Remember one more point here. Here A1 determinant is not equal to 0 and A2 determinant is also not equal to 0 because we are taking from non-singular family of matrices. This is a non-singular matrices of family of matrices. If you think the determinant of A1, A2 will be equal to the determinant of A1 into determinant of A2, use the property of determinant, and it is not, this is not equal to 0 and this is also not equal to 0. So ultimately this will not equal to 0, means again it is belonging to the N only. Now we have to write like this, because determinant is also not equal to 0. A1 and 2 both have non-zero determinant, then their product will be also non-zero. So it means the output element is also belonging to the family of non-singular matrices. And if it is belonging to non-singular matrices, it means the family is closed with respect to multiplication. Closed with respect to multiplication. Next property, associative property. In the associative property, we know that the matrix multiplication is associative. I hope you have studied this in class 11th. Next property is associative property. Matrix multiplication is associative. We know that property. So if we take any three element A1, A2, A3 from the family of matrices N, then A1, A2 composition with respect to A3 will be equal to A1 composition, A2 composition, A3. Here actually operation is, this operation is matrix multiplication. Don't be confused. This is matrix multiplication operation. Or you can say that A1, A2, A3 is equal to A1, A2, A3. And this we know very well. It will satisfy in the case of matrices. Third is existence of identity. Existence of identity. Let identity element is will be again in the form of matrix only. E1, E2, E3, E4. This is our identity element. Then for any A belongs to family of matrices N, we know that A composition E will be equal to the A equal to E composition A. Here I am taking identity. Now we have to check, is E belonging to capital N or not? So it will be A E equal to E. Now we will see that A into E. A, B, C, D, take A in the form of A, B, C, D, it will be E1, E2, E3, E4 is equal to A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. So we know that, I think, if you multiply it and find the value of E, we will get this one only, 1, 0, 0, 1. Because we know that if you are getting the same matrix, but after multiplication, it means E must be an identity matrix. So if you find the value of E1, E2, E3, E4, you will get this is 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. So this is your identity element, and we know that the determinant of identity element is also non-zero. So it is belonging to the family of non-singular matrices. Family of non. One important point you remember here, it will be again equal to E into A also. So it will be equal to E1, E2, E3, E4, A, B, C, D. Now if you find the value of E1, E2, E3, you will get the same matrix. Or you can visualize it. Which matrix is satisfying this property? You will get answer, identity matrix is satisfying this property. Next is existence of inverse. Existence of inverse. So let any matrix A is equal to A, B, C, D. Then by definition, we know that A operation P must be equal to P operation A. This is the definition of existence of inverse. So AP will be equal to E equal to PA. So if we take A, B, C, D, and P is as P1, P2, P3, P4. Now our aim to find the P1, P2, P3, P4, 1, 0, 0, 1. And similarly, P1, P2, P3, P4, A, B, C, D. And you want to find the inverse of the matrix A. And we know that P is nothing else A inverse. And if A is equal to A, B, C, D, then A inverse is very obvious. I think many people know that in the matrices in 10 plus 2 we have studies. A 1 upon AD minus BC, DA minus B minus C. And this term AD minus BC is non-zero. Remember, AD minus BC is non-zero. So determinant of P is nothing else 1 over determinant of A. If this is not equal to 0, then determinant of P is also non-zero. And this is again a element of the type which belongs to AD minus BC minus B over AD minus BC minus C over AD minus BC, and AD minus BC is not equal to 0, AD minus BC. And this is also due to this property, and this we will get, this is also belongs to family of non-singular matrices. Hence, inverse exists for all A belongs to matrices, family of matrices N. Next is commutative property. So N is with respect to matrix multiplication is group because all the four properties are satisfied. Now commutative property. For the commutative property, we have to prove that A operation B equal to B operation A or A B equal to BA. But in general, we know that, matrix multiplication is not commutative. If you take any two matrices from family N, we can verify that AB is not equal to BA, AB is not equal to BA, AB is not equal to BA, so it is not abelian group. Matrix multiplication is not commutative. Therefore, this is not an abelian group. So this is the first part. I hope you will read this at least 2 times. In the next part, we will see some properties of group. Okay, thank you.